My name is Sharon Body, and this is my husband David.
Hi.
And what did you build?
We built a barn house in Sedalia, Colorado.
Unbelievably beautiful. I mean, this site is fantastic. How many acres do you have here?
It's 35 acres, and it overlooks West Plum Creek Valley.
And you built this on the owner builder program with HomeWrights.
HomeWrights. We built it on the owner build program where we construction management with the assistance of HomeWrights.
Had you been in the construction business before?
I'd been in the roofing, the commercial roofing business before, but I'd never built a house before.
So you had a little bit of an idea of what was going to happen.
I did, and I knew enough not to attempt it on my own without help.
Yeah. And so tell me about the process. What was it like being the owner builder on a beautiful home like this?
It was great. I mean, we came from another state, and so I didn't know any contractors. I really didn't have the contacts to build a house, but I wanted to build my own house. And so we did some looking around on the internet, and we found HomeWrights. And HomeWrights had a very unusual proposition. They would either build the house for us, or they would assist at pretty much any level. Or I could build it myself, and I would have their consultants available to help me along the way.
Wow.
And so that's what we chose to do.
And so what made you go in that direction? I mean, doing the turnkey program would have been a little simpler, a little less time consuming, a little less work?
We saved money, and we got to do it ourselves. I mean, I'm retired. I had the time to do it myself. And we wanted to take on the challenge.
Yeah. So Sharon, what's your observation about the process?
I found it quite easier than I imagined. David had a vision and I had a vision, but we just needed help putting it together. And we found a perfect fit with Dale, who is from HomeWrights, and he was easy to talk to. He was very generous with all this information. The whole staff was. We met Bob and some of the other staff, and just felt real comfortable. And fortunately, and money was a factor for us. David had retired, and so we had a budget, which is hard to stay under budget, which we did. And Dale helped us with that, and I don't have anything bad to say about it. Everything's was great. We love our home. We love the building process, and looking forward to hopefully building another home.
What advice would you have for somebody else who's thinking about acting as their own general contractor?
Well, I mean, of course, that depends on what your level of experience is. But if you have not built a house before on your own, I would highly recommend that you use HomeWrights, where you have people who have built hundreds of homes that can come by and help you with that process. You can call them when there's something you run into that you don't know what to do with, or you have a problem with a contractor or whatever, and they help you get it resolved with their experience.
So what type of skills do you think it takes to be successful being the owner builder if you've never built before?
That's a good question.
I know one thing.
What's
organization.
Yes.
Yeah.
Organization.
Yes.
And I would say backup. I read several books on building homes and doing foundations and things like that, but that's still nothing like having people available that will help you with the process.
And how did you pick your subcontractors?
Most of the subcontractors, if not all of them, were subcontractors that were recommended by HomeWrights or on their short list of contractors.
Sure.
I think we used pretty much all their people.
Yeah. So they were vetted, they were proven, you can trust them?
Oh yeah, and it's different when you have contractors that work more exclusively with one home builder who's building at any given time 10, 20, 30 homes than it is someone you don't know. Because they have a reputation to maintain with HomeWrights.
I will add, Dale was real helpful. He knew the contractors and he knew us, and he made suggestions that I think you guys might like this particular person, you know, and personality wise, and you know, things that he felt like that were important to us. So, you know, we really depended on him a lot, you know, to kind of guide us, you know, once we got the bids, you know, where he thought a perfect fit would be.
Yeah.
And in the bidding process too, if we got a bid that was way out of line, he was better in a position, because he was simultaneously building other houses, to know that something didn't quite sound right, or maybe it was right and we didn't understand why it was what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. And so you don't build a dream home like this over and over. You do a few of these in your lifetime if you're lucky, right?
Oh yeah.
So those subcontractors, they know that, but they're not building this, they're not working with you just once. They're working for HomeWrights at the same time, even though you hired them.
Yeah.
But they're proven. They know they have an obligation.
You know, they don't want to make HomeWrights unhappy, because that's a much bigger relationship than just building one house.
Yeah. So how about financially? What do you think are the big benefits there?
Well, I mean, it certainly it saves money to build it yourself, for sure. We have a lot of sweat equity in this house. Sharon and I stained every board in this house, the ceiling, all the exterior. There's a lot of our own blood, sweat, and tears in this house.
Yeah. You didn't have to do that.
No, but
you don't have to do
enabled us to buy the nicer finishes and upgrades, and you know, and I'd rather do the work, you know, and then see the rewards afterwards.
And so you were able to get some resource information from Dale and HomeWrights as well about where to buy your materials and so forth?
Oh yeah. In some cases, like with lighting, they helped us to get our own commercial account where we bought all of our lighting at wholesale. I bought actually a whole container worth of light fixtures and fans and things at a wholesale price.
Yeah.
Because they gave us the referral to the company. Of course, I'm a HomeWrights customer, but in the end, I ended up with my own wholesale account to buy lights.
Yeah.
And I can still go there and buy lights or replacement fixtures.
Well, that's great.
And I will attest, all the contacts that they gave us for flooring and lighting and plumbing, everybody was wonderful, very professional, very dependable. You know, when I sent a text or email, I mean, I was given a response, you know, that day, if not first thing in the morning. So,
Beautiful.
I mean, I would highly recommend it. I mean, matter of fact, I've recommended people, just neighbors, if they were looking for something, I gave them a contact name and said, hey, you need to call this girl, you know, from HomeWrights. You know, well, she doesn't actually work for HomeWrights, but she is one of their subs,
One of their vendors.
I mean,
Yeah, one of their vendors and of course, since HomeWrights builds so many homes, we were able to buy things at wholesale, which saved us a lot of money.
Yeah. But every one of these is so unique. So give me an overview of the house. Tell me about the house.
Right.
We picked this lot, you know, obviously because of the view. It had a 360 view, and so we wanted to capture all the views, all different angles of the house, and we wanted one floor living, and so to build it up, you know, we got one floor living and captured the views, and it's a 3-bedroom home, and we have open concept kitchen, den, and laundry room and pantry combined, and David wanted a huge garage, so that enabled us to have a huge garage on the first floor.
Yeah, most of the downstairs is like a 10-car garage.
Sure.
And if you look out the windows, every window frames the mountains. And that was by design. We picked this place, this part of the lot, and we built on the second level to maximize those views.
And we wanted the house to look like it fit in the surrounding.
Yeah.
We knew we were going to build up high, and people would, you know, see the home, and we wanted it to just blend in and, you know, be an accent to the landscape instead of being an eyesore. And we've had just, I can't tell you how many people have commented about how they love our home and they enjoy seeing it in the landscape. You know.
Yeah, you've kept all the natural beauty here as much as possible.
We have. Excellent. And from what we learned building the house, we were feeling pretty ambitious, and we built a front gate that's pretty extraordinary ourselves.
Yeah.
That turned out well, that fits with the house.
And you had to build a bridge in the process to get this started too, huh?
Yes.
Most people don't ever get that opportunity.
Yeah, most people don't build a 70-foot highway bridge. But we bought this property, and there are 9 ranches in here that are all served by the same bridge. And shortly after we purchased this property, that bridge collapsed.
Wow.
It was damaged in some of the flooding that we had here in Colorado years before, and but it came to roost there right when we were trying to coordinate the construction of the foundation and the concrete trucks.
So now you know how to build a bridge.
Yes, I do, and to work with all of the
Corps of Engineers.
Corps of Engineers and the county and the state and the federal government.
We've made lots of friends.
Made lots of friends.
Good friends and
That's
places
good.
and people to know.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. All right, so summarize for me. Why should somebody call HomeWrights?
They should call HomeWrights if they want to put their own touch on a property and be part of the construction process. To save money too.
Yeah.
I would say we accomplished that goal. And especially if you have the time to be part of the building process.
Yeah.
Especially here in Colorado, you want to do that.
Yeah.
It is a life learning lesson between building a bridge and a house at the same time. I learned a lot about construction.
I'm sure.
and we're going to build another house on this property.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to add too, HomeWrights was really good about getting us prepared and kind of giving us a whole venue of what you have to do to build a home. And there's all steps that you have to follow, and we go step by step. They give you a folder with all the information you need, and you have access to all the subs. And as we did one project, Dale would tell us, okay, this is the next one that's coming, and he was really good about letting us know, okay, you need to start checking into who you're going to use for this particular project, because that step comes after the next step. And I think not building before, I learned a lot, and it made me feel confident that I could do it as long as I have somebody to hold my hand while I'm going through the process.
Sure.
And like I said before, they were wonderful. Everybody at the office was great, and Dale was always there to answer any questions or concerns.
And on site. I mean, he was on site anytime we needed him. I could call him in the morning or the day before and say, hey, I really want you to look at something.
Yeah.
And
especially before inspections, when the county inspector would come, he would kind of walk through and make sure everything looked good. And him being a builder himself and working in construction all his life, he knew everything. So.
Yeah, we never had problems with inspections because Dale would walk through like right before.
Yeah, he'd be the inspector
He'd be
before the
the
inspector.
and he would say, ooh, they're not going to like this or they're not going to like that. And, then I had time to get with the contractors and get it resolved. So I never got red tagged on anything because we were always sort of one step ahead of that process.